So the 5 areas that we try to focus on, make sure they're totally covered for a family, would be first dealing with government agencies, everything from Social Security benefits to veterans benefits to if they were a government employee, retirement management, Office of Personnel Management, things like that. I know we had a young woman that I called a few years ago. Her husband was a veteran, and he had gotten sick during the war. He was over in Iraq, stationed in Iraq, came home, and when he got there, he got very, very ill and ended up passing away, unfortunately. Well, when he'd gotten so ill, she had to quit her job to take care of him full-time, 3 small children. And after he passed away, their landlord actually came to her and said, if he's gone and you don't have his income, I know you can't pay the rent, you're gonna have to move out. She just had nowhere to turn to, really no idea what to do at that point. And over the next 2 or 3 hours, us understanding what benefits would be due to her and what needs to be done, we helped her walk through everything from Social Security through the VA process. And at the end of it, she had an income of $1,700 a month, which isn't get rich or anything like that, but it did make a huge difference for her. We were able to find some life insurance and kind of help her through something that was very difficult. And in 2.5 hours, her outlook was totally changed. She knew she could do it. She knew she had the support, and she had the resources available to her, so she could take the next steps in taking care of her children and finding a job for herself and finding childcare and so forth. So that's why we deal with the government benefits, is for that side. Same reasons for a lot of people who lose their spouse. There may be benefits through Social Security that they just miss out on the rest of their life because it's not handled correctly. After we're done dealing with all the government benefits, we jump into other financial areas, pensions, unions. Anyone who worked for one company that has a program like that, the pension needs to be contacted. There are 5 things that need to happen with every pension, and we make sure that all happens. We walk them through dealing with beneficiaries, dealing with what their options would be for next, also health insurance that might come through that. We're also going to deal with other financial institutions such as retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, annuities. We help them with credit cards. We can cancel credit cards and make sure that it's done correctly and completely done. And bank accounts. And really, there shouldn't be anything left for them to do. It can be scary going to a financial institution because you just don't know what their processes are and what they're going to ask or require of you. And having someone there helping you walk through that is huge, because we deal with these same companies every day, all day long. And knowing this is what you need to say and this is what you need to say, or this is the way to get through their menu, not only saves you time, but also saves you the frustration of having something reported wrong and dealing with trying to fix it over and over again. After the financial institutions are taken care of and everything is set up that way, we would jump into insurance, everything from life insurance, health insurance, cancer insurance, long-term care insurance, car insurance. All of those different companies need to be contacted, need to be notified. All of them have different ways of being contacted. Some need to be electronically, some need to be over the phone or in person, and we can help you navigate through all of that. We can help you say, this is what needs to happen with this company. We can change your beneficiaries around, which is often gets overlooked at a time like this, so that every insurance company is taken care of. Anything that needs to be transferred or any beneficiaries that need to be changed all happen. You just don't have to think about it anymore. It's done, it's over with, and it's done correctly. And so because the professional who's going to be helping you on the other end of the phone deals with these insurance companies all day, and they know how to get things done. After we jump into the insurance, we walk families through all the estate issues. What is probate court? When is it triggered? What does it mean if you have to go through probate court? What happens if you have a will or you don't have a will, if you have a trust or if you don't have a trust? What are the next steps? Do I need to go hire an attorney or do I not? So many families go out and hire an attorney when they really don't need to. Everything's been set up. And we can walk you through, without the high attorney cost or fees, what the next steps are. So we can kind of judge that and figure out, do you need that help or do you not need that help? We'll also walk you through everything else that needs to happen, from real estate transfer to vehicle title loans, or vehicle title or vehicle loans for that matter, so that everything transfers from to the estate or to the heirs as it needs to. And we can also help you kind of understand what the next steps would be for you if you needed to protect your estate, or if you needed to know, now what? Is there anything I need to do to change things? Does this make things different? We can talk to you about how that would impact you. The last area that we really like to get into is protecting families. This comes in two parts. One, we want to protect them from predators, someone who's going to steal their identity, or someone who's going to try to take something away from them. That's the worst thing that could happen when you're grieving. And so we'll help the family do things like set up fraud protection, notify all the credit bureaus. So if anything happens with your loved one's Social Security number, you're notified of it and you can take care of it. We're going to do things like cancel memberships, AARP, or other things, so that that information is just not floating out there. It's canceled, it's taken care of. And then we also want to protect the family just from unease and uncertainty in the future. So we will stop solicitor phone calls to the house. Nobody wants to be getting a solicitor phone call for their loved one, or even for them. When you're grieving, you don't need to deal with that. We stop all the junk mail. And the way we do that is, honestly, advertisers, they buy mailing lists. And those mailing lists are organized by an association that they don't want to actually advertise to someone who's passed away. So we can effectively notify them, and it will take your name off of all those mailing lists, so you're not getting mail from someone, which can also be dangerous if someone gets into the wrong hands. Those are some of the things we like to do to help them protect the family and help things move forward. And between all 5 of those, we should be able to wrap up everything that you need to wrap up. Like I said, most families take weeks or months, and we should be able to help most families in an hour or 2.